So if you have this voice in your head telling you maybe you're not good enough, are you sure you can get that? Or maybe you do something and like, oh, you're such a terrible person. Just talk back. Hi, my loves. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time, welcome to the channel. My name is Etienne Brooks. You can call me Brooks, and on this channel, I take you on a journey sharing my authentic self. I share with you tips, tricks, things that are helping me navigate my life as a young adult. I hope that you take one or two things out of my video today, and for any other video you decide to watch on my channel. And please do subscribe, share, like, comment. Let's grow this community together. It would mean so much to me. So in today's video, we're talking about dealing with your critical inner voice, how I deal with it. I do have a very critical inner voice. I tend to beat myself up a lot. Whenever I make mistakes, I tend to dwell on them. And even when I don't make mistakes, it's like sometimes I just hear this voice in my head telling me things that are very untrue. I know that they're untrue because it's always this other tiny voice that tells me, you know what, that's not true. Just, forget about it. I don't know how many people have inner monologues, but I'm one person that has inner monologues. I daydream a lot. I talk to myself a lot. I can literally talk to myself out loud, even on the road, and I have to just catch myself and be like, oh, you're on the road. You can't be talking like a mad person. When you have an inner critical voice, and what that means is that the voice in your head is harsh, it's condescending, it's not kind, it's not empathic, it's not understanding, it treats you like a complete stranger, or let's say like someone that it hates. So that's how the voice sounds. And so if you make a mistake, or you can even be walking on the road and then you hear a voice in your head telling you things that are untrue about yourself, you have negative thoughts, intrusive thoughts that are very negative, you tend to beat yourself up, you tend to dwell on negative things. Something in you tells you you're always the bad person, even when you are not actually the bad person. That's how a critical inner voice, typically looks like. And in today's video, I'll be sharing with you things that have been helping me overcome that voice. That voice that sometimes tells me that I'm not good enough, or I'm not going to get that job, there's no need applying, or you see that writing gig, there's really no need, or you see that teaching gig, are you sure about it? Sometimes it appears as being pessimistic. Someone who has, a very critical inner voice is one who has either suffered, from low self-esteem, lack of confidence, or still lacks confidence. Someone who's healing through something, somebody who has had a traumatic incident in the past, somebody who's depressed, somebody who is struggling with finding themselves. It can happen to the best of us. One tip that has been helping me is talking back at that voice loudly. So if I feel like the voice is telling me something like, oh, are you sure you're going to get that job? I'll just shout back, I am going to get that job. I literally shout back, I am going to get that job. I affirm, like I counter immediately. I don't allow it to settle in my mind. I just shout back. I mean, that's real. I talk to myself, so why not? I'm going to talk back. So I talk back, I retort immediately, because if you allow it to settle in your mind, you begin to ruminate, you begin to think about it, and it begins to appear true. So it can even hinder you from even applying. It can hinder you from even going forward with anything at all. And it happens to me. Like sometimes I see something and I'm like, I think I can do that. And then there's just this voice in my head that tells me, hey, are you sure you can do that? Really? Oh, have you seen your portfolio lately? Does it look, like it just criticizes me even before I'm even able to approach that thing. So if you have this voice in your head telling you maybe you're not good enough, are you sure you can get that? Or maybe you do something and like, oh, you're such a terrible person. Talk back. Talk back however you want to do it, whether you want to talk back loudly or you want to talk back, I don't know, just talk back, whether you want to say it loudly or you want to vocalize it or you want to say it in your mind, but talk back, just talk back at that voice. I mean, it's the voice is coming from inside of you, so yeah, retort. Another tip that has helped me is to treat myself as I would treat my best friend. So the same way I'm going to listen to my best friend or listen to my friend tell me things and they're not comfortable, they're unsure about things, or they did something they're not really proud of. The same way I'm going to talk to them, I try as much as possible to talk to myself that way. It's not something that it's not an easy thing, especially if you've dealt with people who have criticized you, are always looking for faults in everything you do. You begin to feel like there's something wrong with you, that you yourself, you're faulty. But I try as much as possible to treat myself as my best friend. I try as much as possible to talk to myself with so much kindness and compassion. So even though, yes, I do the whole tough love of shouting back, but when everything is calm, when I'm able to just quiet that voice and now talk to myself, I feel like having conversations with yourself help you a lot. It helps you to reflect and then treat yourself better with kindness, with compassion, and with empathy. Another tip that has helped me, or another tip that is helping me, push through my critical inner voice, is practicing mindfulness. So I find it, first of all, I find it difficult to meditate. I am I'm an overthinker. I overthink every little thing. Like, you won't believe that even after every video, I overthink it and I'm like, oh, did it do well? I'm sure people liked it. Oh my goodness. I do that a lot. So imagine me trying to meditate and trying to welcome all the thoughts. I'm going to welcome a lot of negative thoughts because, sis, I do a lot of overthinking. But with mindfulness, with focusing on one thought, trying to, I don't know, is it centralize your mind, or trying to just try and focus on one thing, just one thing, like just be intentional about it. I try my best to do that. It's not easy. Like, it's something I'm still learning. Just recently I read somewhere that, oh, that helps as well. So apparently mindfulness is different from meditation, and I'm still reading on it and still trying to understand the whole concept of it, and I'm going to apply that in my life as I grow, to help me overcome critical voices in my head, voices that are telling me, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that. The next thing for me is writing down my feelings. I write down my feelings. I try as much as possible. Sometimes I write it I write it in my journal, and other times I write it as a letter to God. I tell God how I feel about certain things. I try to talk to God about it, and so far so good. That has really, really been helping me. I think writing down out your emotions really helps. So sometimes I'm very anxious that I can't even hold a pen. Like, my hands will literally be shaking. It's like I'm having hot blood running through my veins, running through my palms, that I can't even hold any pen to write anything. Or sometimes I feel so tired. I feel so frustrated. I just soak up my bed with tears, or I'm just worried about something so much that I can't even pick up a pen to write. But whenever I can, I try as much as possible to put it down, or I type on my phone. However it is, I make sure that I try as often as I can to write out my feelings. I record my wins and I congratulate myself. So I praise myself. So let's say I made something very beautiful, or I did a very nice makeup and I looked very beautiful, or I was able to tie my hair in a very beautiful way. Maybe I have been struggling with it and I finally was able to do it. I praise myself. I'm happy about it. I feel like, oh my God, this is such an achievement. I celebrate my achievement as often as I can. It's not easy because it's like we are being taught in this part of the world to downplay a lot of things, especially when you're a woman. But I try as much as possible to just celebrate, no matter how tiny it is, even if it's my ability to apply shine and jam on my hair and I'm able to make it slick. It's not easy to see a tutorial online and you're able to replicate it. As small as that, I try, because these things slowly build up healthy self-esteem. It makes you feel better about yourself. So I mean, it may look very tiny and it may seem insignificant, but it helps, because this dress I'm wearing, I made it myself and I made it in a day, and I was so excited about it. And I realized that for every time I wear this dress, I feel so happy. And for every other dress I made like this, I feel so happy about it. You won't believe how many pictures and how many videos I have taken on this dress I'm wearing. So you see that it makes me feel so much better about myself. I'm like, oh my God, I have great hands. I'm able to make a beautiful dress like this. Oh, I have such a great idea. I'm able to improvise on styles I see online. And these things help. So try and celebrate your wins more, and yeah, you'll be fine, because I'm pretty much okay, and still working on myself. You're all a work in progress, so don't feel like you're alone. You're not alone in this. So I hope that you enjoyed today's video. I hope that you picked one or two things from it. So thank you guys for sticking to the end of the video. I really appreciate you. Please don't fail to subscribe, share, like, comment. It will mean a lot to me. Bye.